Hello, I will be demonstrating how to find a solution to a puzzle in BurrTools if you know what the pieces look like. I'll show two examples today, one kind of simple and then one more complicated. So we'll start with this one, Adelphia. This is brought up on puzzlewillbeplayed.com. Um, we can see the pieces look like this, and they will make a puzzle that looks like this. We know that the pieces are just one layer thick. Uh, there are some duplicates. A and B are congruent, and F and G are congruent. As far as the puzzle, we know that it looks like a hashtag. The top and bottom are solid all the way through. And inside, there will be some holes, some mystery pieces. So let's take a look at BurrTools. I'll go ahead and make the first new piece. When I open up BurrTools and click on New, I'll be able to set the X, Y, and Z for this piece. Since most of these pieces are, I believe, 9 by 4 by 1, they'll look like this. Based on the website, I see that they look like this, so I will put this off to the side and see if I can make these pieces. You can just start clicking, but I can describe that a little bit better as well. What I'm actually doing, the mouse is defaulted to add normal voxels. These are solid. We know that these are part of the piece, so I can just do this. I can also drag a rectangle. This is what piece A looks like. It's actually what both piece A and B look like, so I'm going to name this one up here. I click label, I type A, B. So that's the first piece. Now I'll make C. When I click on new, it sticks with the 9 by 4 by 1, so I don't have to redo that. And I know that C looks like this. A little of that, some of this. That's not right at all. Let's take this out. That looks better. I believe that's what C looks like. We can move on to, oh, let's label this one. Label C. Let's move on to D. I know this one looks like this. Perfect. Let's see E. Label it as E. All right. Now I know that F and G are identical, so when I make a new one, I will label it FG. I could just make an E and an F, but it is better if you know that they are identical, it's better to just treat them as identical. And there's reasons for that. Maybe we'll talk about it, maybe not. So that's FG. And then the final H. Let's label it H. That looks a lot like H. So we have all the pieces of the puzzle. As we click through up here, we see the different pieces, and they are all labeled. Um, and that is all I will explain for the Entities tab here. We can actually, now that we have the pieces to the puzzle, we can make the solution to the puzzle. And what I mean by that is when I click on new, I know that this puzzle is about a 9x9 puzzle, and it's about 4 units tall. So I will basically make this puzzle here. So now that I'm 4 units tall, I actually have 4 notches on the left here. These are the different layers of the puzzle. So I'm going to use what I know about this. It looks a little like that, a little like that, that. Whoa, that didn't stay. That and that. And we can see that I'm starting to build the bottom layer. I'll zip up to the top. Same thing. That, 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 and that. Now, the inside, I know that the edges are all very solid. So I can say solid, 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 solid. Whoop, not that. Solid, 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 solid. We can see it's taking shape here and solid here as well. All right. Now, since I don't exactly know what's inside this puzzle, I'm going to be doing variable voxels. Yes, variable voxels. So those only have to go on the middle 2 layers of this 4-layer puzzle. And to do that, I will change my pencil from the normal voxel to variable. And now when I draw, the box is a little bit outlined in white, but I will fill in here. The variable voxel means I know that something might be in these spots. I don't know what. I don't know where the holes are. I don't know where the gaps are, but I know that some of them will be filled in by parts of the pieces. So that is perfect. I'm going to label this one solution. You can name it result, solution, whatever you are comfortable with. But this piece is just an entity, just like the others. From here, I will make the puzzle. So we all already looked at the entities tab. We will go to the puzzle tab. I will first make a new problem. Click new. I can label it. I will call this one puzzle. So let's move that in here. And call it whatever I like to. Just puzzle. And for a simple puzzle, what you do is you start the puzzle. You tell it what the solution is. And there's an easy button here to add one of every other entity. This puzzle's a little bit unique in that it has some duplicates. For example, the AB, I actually need 2 of those since there is an A and a B, but I only made A, B. Similar, I made a piece called FG, but since there are 2 of them, I will say that there are 2 FGs, and we can ignore the rest for now. Finally, I will click on the Solver tab. We're ready to see the solution. By default, you may see that it looks like this. I guess some good advice would be click Prepare. What does it do? Not really sure. They say it might clear out the existing memory, give you a fresh start. Just do that, and then click Start. Right now, I have not checked anything. That's intentional. Click Start. And I'm blown away by how many assemblies there are. What this means is there are 838 ways that these pieces can sit in here without overlapping each other. They could be in here. But this does not necessarily mean that these pieces could be disassembled from each other. And I can see it's given us the first 100 possible number of assemblies. So because I know this puzzle, I know that one of these 838 should actually give us a solution that we can take apart. So the next thing that I'm going to do is check disassemble. That entire first step could have been skipped too. If you wanted to just go straight to disassemble, you can. So I'm going to click on prepare, and I'll click on start. And if everything goes right, I see that there are the same 838 assemblies. However, since I checked the disassemble box, it is only going to show me solutions that can actually be disassembled. So when I have the moves here, I can very slowly drag this, and we will see exactly how to take this puzzle apart. This is a very challenging puzzle. There are situations where pieces will flip over each other. Some things to look at here. This particular solution, and the only solution for this, there are a total of 109 moves to disassemble each piece. The first number it gives us is how many moves just to take out the first piece. And what we can see on this puzzle is once you have the first piece out, it's going to be relatively easy to get rid of the rest. But 94 for the first piece is very difficult. So that is how to solve a fairly easy to describe puzzle. I will move on to a new example, one that might be a little bit more challenging. Let's start new brick, and we have a clean slate. Let me show you the next puzzle that we'll be looking at. This is C-bent board, mostly flat pieces with small extrusions on each piece. It goes together in an orientation that looks like this. I chose this puzzle because we have 3 different wood grains, and I will show you in BurrTools how to color the pieces, or at least the parts that are important. So let's go to BurrTools, brown, yellow, and tan. Let's remember those. So the first piece, I will say that this is A. I click new, I label it A. And what do I know about this piece? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 4 by 2. So I'll say 8 by 4 by 2. Since I'm dealing with colors, I can add colors down here. I'll start this one as a brown. And I can start designing that piece. Again, because it's 2 layers, I can see layer 1, layer 2 here. And I know the puzzle looks like this. Oops. See, I'm outlined there because I am still set to variable boxes. We don't want that. Back to normal. And we're back to normal. When I'm dealing with colors, I also like to, in the bottom right corner, click on this button. That actually displays them in the color I've chosen, brown. Great. So I keep on drawing the puzzle. Looks like this. That was piece A. And actually, one thing I'd like to do with this is make the center a completely different color. So we have brown, we'll have a yellow, and we'll have a tan, just like the puzzle is described as. That's a good tan. And I'm going to pick a 4th color that will represent everything that's kind of inside the non-visible parts of the puzzle. Let's call that blue. So I know, looking at this, that what's visible is about 4 across, 3 deep, and there would be 2 bits inside that I can't see. And because I can't see them, I'm going to make them blue. Yes. So basically, strip down the middle is just going to be blue, just like we have it here. I'll do that same technique for each piece. That was A. Now I will be making B, C, D, E, and F in the same way. Label this B, kind of a yellow piece. But because I want the middle blue, I'll do that. And for B, we also have 2 pieces that come up here and here. So that looks better. I'll fix that on A as well. Just make some little brown pieces here. Perfect. We'll make another one C. That's a tan piece. So I'll pick tan. But I'll do the middle in blue. Let's do some tan up here. Great. Moving on to D. That is also tan. But we'll do blue in the middle. And can't forget that second layer here. Perfect. Did I get both layers? Oh, that's the wrong color. Perfect. Did I get C? I did get C. And D looks good. Okay. Oh, I got D wrong. Okay. It's actually supposed to be like that. Perfect. Now we will take a look at E. And that looks brown. But we'll do the middle in blue. And finally, F. F is kind of yellow. And we'll do the middle in blue. Second layer, back to yellow. There we go. All right, so I have pieces A through F, each with the middle in blue. Perfect. So just like we looked on the previous one, Adelphia, I will make a final piece that will be the solution. And for this, I see that, let's go with this top one here. So it looks like it'll be 8 by 8 by 8. Let's see if I can make that. 8 by 8 by 8. Okay. So based on this image, let's see if I can describe that here. On the bottom, we'll have yellow, and that's going to be something like this. Above that will also be yellow. Above that will be brown. Above that will be brown. And tan. Above that will be brown and tan. Above that will still be brown. And yellow. And above that, yellow, and then finally yellow. Looks like I missed one down here. That's okay. Yellow. So that looks a lot like the solution there, but like Adelphia, we're going to have to, any piece that we can't see, we don't know exactly what it looks like inside the puzzle. So I am going to start from the top, go layer by layer, and where I think we need to say that something's not quite visible, I'm going to take it out and replace it with blue variable. Because it's not visible, we don't know what's in there. But one thing that we do know is it is almost certainly one of these blue inside pieces. That's why we chose blue. So I did that. Did that. That looks perfect. Again, here. Actually, I think this might be blue too, because we can't see that either. And I think this one can be blue too. So everything that we can't see, I have made blue and I have made it variable. Similar to the other puzzle, I will click on puzzle. I will make a new puzzle. I will label it as solution. I will say that the solution looks like this, set results. And I will say, let's use one of each of those pieces. That's all plus one. We can see the colors down here. We can see the colors down here. I'm not going to go into any other detail on this other than just to show you that it's there. When I click on solver, similar to the last time, I will make sure nothing's checked. I will click prepare. I will click start. And the fact that I see that there are assemblies tells me I probably put it in here correctly. I will, I mentioned before that I like to click on this to see the colors that I've set, but I can click on the one to the left to see the individual piece colors. That's what it's going to look like. We can see that there are 16 combinations where that could work. Interesting. But there should only be one solution that can be actually disassembled. I'll put my check in disassemble, prepare, and start. Luckily, we see the same 16 assemblies. We see that there is a single solution that says 20 total moves, 3, 10, 3, and 3. That matches what puzzle will be played, says we should see. And I should be able to see how to disassemble this. and that's how it would be done. All right. Thanks for watching.